But then the violin became too much, and I decided, okay, this one, and that time the stomach is becoming big.
Yeah.
And I decided, okay, this one of us has to die. Either him or me.
you. Okay.
I took a knife.
Hey.
And I used to sleep with a knife near my bed, just in case he breaks the door.
Ooh.
So when it arrived, it reached there, that's when I said, God, I can't stay in this relationship. Otherwise, I will still be running up and down the stairs. And
okay.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Listen, Mwangi, your girl again on Truth Talk, and I'm excited, so excited to have a beautiful woman of God seated beside me, Esther Mwangi. And look at her, she's amazing. Oh, wow. Wow. She looks so good and beautiful. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Esther, yeah, tell my viewers who you are. Where does Esther come from?
Yeah.
What are your roots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, I want to say thank you so much, Lisa, for allowing me to come to Truth Talk.
Yeah.
It means a lot, and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful for the work that you're doing, and may God continue to bless you and elevate you, really. And Esther Mwangi, who am I?
Yeah.
My name is Esther Mwangi. Mwangi is my father's name. I am very proud to have it, and especially now with his absence, with him being in heaven, I am even more proud to carry that name, just to remind me of where I came from. Yes. And I'm the last born, the spoiled brat of the family. I used to be a spoiled brat, and I used to be very proud. So proud, I knew I was proud. Actually, my father used to have a name, Smekna, that they used to call me, nickname, but that one is in the family. So anyway, I'm the last born of large number. We don't say how many we were, but we were quite many. Okay. And I was the beloved of both my father and my mother. And my family was well up, so I never knew problems until I came to Sweden, but that will come later. And I went to high school, and then after high school, I came here.
Okay. Where in Kenya? Can you tell us where in Kenya? Kenya is big.
Kenya is big. I come from Masai.
Masai.
In Gong. I've grown up in Gong. I was born in Nairobi Hospital, and then I grew up in Gong. We used to stay in Matasia, Lower Matasia. Yes.
So Esther,
Yes.
talk about how you found love in this country. You talk about how you had to find love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it didn't even work because God interrupted, and that's where it ended.
Okay.
So I never went there, but it's a story for another day.
Okay.
But God cut the story short and decided to give me the vision of why I'm here.
Yes.
But that lingering issue did not end. I had somebody who was close to me that I respected that said, "This one you have to fix, and we have to fix you somebody that will." You're gonna marry, and so that's how I got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
How? Who? From where?
The guy was apparently from Namibia.
Okay.
Or Ghana, stroke Namibia. But after getting married to him, for me, I was not getting married just for the papers. I was getting married because I knew that I saw the picture of the portrayed picture from my parents. They were together, they lived with each other, they shared everything. So that's the one I was going into, a marriage that really is real and that works. Unfortunately, in the middle of all the marriage issues, and you're married to a person, you think that you are building houses in their country because you're married. And as a woman, you leave your people behind. Now you're married to this person, you build your family together.
Okay.
So we began to build a house in his country.
In Namibia?
In Ghana, actually.
Okay,
So
in
he was
Ghana.
He was Ghana, Nigeria, and Ghana, Namibia.
Ghana,
in quotes.
Namibia. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but he built his house, and
In
we are
Ghana.
building it together. We are
Yes.
sending money. I'm speaking to his mother.
But now
I
you
did-
do you have children together?
Yeah, we have 2 children
Oh,
together.
okay,
Two
yeah.
children
Two
together.
children.
A girl and a boy.
A girl and a boy.
And that's another issue again, a long story.
Okay.
So anyway, in the middle of us still sending, because every time we had money, we had to send back to build a house, so that at least we can have something to go back to. And it's a normal thing for a couple to do. We do things together.
Yeah.
Only to find out later on that the man that I was married to was actually not so single as he claimed to be. And the person that I was talking to sometime, just saying hi, it was
But wait.
actually not his mother.
Okay.
It was his...
Okay, hold on there. Esther, when you were meeting this guy,
Yeah.
how long did you maybe date?
It was actually not long, because it was an arranged marriage.
Ah.
It was an arranged marriage
So you
by
didn't
somebody
date for long.
by somebody that I greatly respected.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I came from a culture whereby somebody who is elderly, they tell you something,
Yeah.
they must have done all the checkup.
Yes.
So, and you don't question.
Okay.
That's the kind of background I came from, that I respect my elders. When they tell me, I have to honor that.
Okay.
Of course, I found out later on that my parents were not so comfortable with that, and I wish I knew.
Because they warned you.
Because, no, they didn't tell me. They told the woman that was connecting me that they didn't like the idea.
Okay.
That they preferred me to go back home. So, but she didn't tell me.
Okay.
I came to find out later on from my mother that they were not so much in support.
Okay.
But meanwhile, all this time I was being told they're in support. Yeah.
Okay, Esther, for you to have a child with this man, the first child, then the second child.
Yeah.
So, were you not seeing some red flags that can,
In the beginning, I didn't think about it.
You didn't think about it. Everything was smooth. You didn't have any challenges.
No,
and
the
anything?
first one we didn't have any challenges, and that time we are building.
Yeah.
I'm talking to this supposedly mother.
Mother in Ghana.
Yeah, because I didn't have anything to cause me to question, because the person who introduced me is somebody I respect.
Okay.
And somebody I look up to as a mother.
As a mother.
So, and
wait, did you ever go to Ghana?
now that is where the problem came.
Okay.
The first time when I got the baby, and it was a girl, he was very excited that it's a girl, blah, blah, blah. So everything was good and smooth. But now the second time that I became pregnant, that's when crisis started. And at the same time, I'm pushing, let's go to Ghana.
Yes.
The first time he traveled, he said that he's going to prepare everything so that when I come, I will go directly to the home where we are building. I was innocent. I was directly from the school. And I had not dated even from the school. I was like...
Oh my God, so he was like your first love?
Yeah. So, because the thing is, when I saw my parents, the way there's a way my parents used to love each other. They care for each other. They do things together. They build a foundation of how a real marriage is supposed to be. How a real mother. Even to this day, I used to say my parents were like twins. As long as my father was alive, I couldn't buy a present and give just to my father or to my mother. I had to buy for the both of them.
Okay.
Because if I give one, he'll give to the other, and the other way around. Okay. So sometimes it was economically a strain, because I have money just for one person.
Exactly.
But if I buy for one person, the other one is going to give So just to make sure that I buy something and it remains with the person I gave, I have to buy the same thing and give to both of them. So that way they all have the same thing.
So what happened when you get your second born?
When I got pregnant with the second born, that's when now things began to change, and the first thing that he became violent. He began the moment he found out that I was pregnant. It became the house became more dangerous to be than outside. So actually, I was more safe to stay outside than in the house. And
you were pregnant?
Yeah, he told me that I needed to terminate, and I refused. So
because he didn't want you to get another
baby.
Okay.
Because he had somebody home.
Wait, let us rewind a little bit. You talk about you were talking with somebody in Ghana that was supposed to be, in quotes, the mom.
The mom,
but that was not the mom.
It was not.
Okay, who were you talking to?
So one of those times when he came from Ghana, he came with some pictures, and I began to look and put dots 2 and 2, and I realized this one is not your sister. She's too much around you. She's too much around everywhere you're going. So who is she?
Yeah.
And that's when things began to fall apart, and he began to tell me that he's going to take my daughter. That time I had just a girl. The other one was in the stomach, and I've refused to remove. And he began to claim that he's going to take the kid back to home Ghana and just disappear and not come back again. So I'm carrying my baby. I'm afraid that my baby during that, because now you're pregnant, you can't go back. So you're afraid that during the time you go and give birth, he might take the baby with him. And I didn't know, he was like very secretive about the date he was going to go. So it was like, I even found it by mistake. And I remember that most of the times, I used to like check when he's coming home. By then I've cooked my food, and it used to be, there was a routine that I quickly found, that every time between Sunday evening to Thursday, everything is okay. Friday, when it comes to Friday, either the Friday evening or Saturday during the day or that day, there'll be crisis. Either he'll complain that the food is too cold, the food has burned, it has salt, I didn't serve him well. There's always something that has to trigger that he has to begin a fight, then he goes out. And then when he goes out, he doesn't just go and stay a little bit, he goes and comes very late. And there was somebody there's a lady that used to drop him outside, because when you're a woman and you are married, you don't sleep. When the man goes out, you are awake, because you are praying, God, protect my husband, and you are trying to do whatever you can to fix this marriage, because for me it was not just a marriage for papers. I was married to stay. Now the man is gone and he's dropping, the woman is whatever. I didn't ask him immediately about the woman, because she used to come out and then they stay out for a while, and then she drives away.
And now you're still pregnant? I'm
still pregnant.
Oh my God.
So, but then it became so bad that I cook my food, cook his, I leave it there. And then I carry something to a bucket and water. Bucket is for using as toilet. And then I have a jar with water and my food, and the food for my daughter, just in case any of us get hungry or whatever. When he's in the house, we lock ourselves in the children's room.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Because he could be physical. So the only way to avoid all this war and fighting, I go and stay in my room. He does whatever he wants to do, and then he goes and then he come back. And normally this could be either, if it doesn't happen on Friday evening, it's Saturday evening, because that time he wants to go out. And it
Oh
came
my
to a
God.
point where I used to tell him, instead of fighting, instead of looking for reason to go out, there is a door. Just go. I know you're going, there is somebody who drops you, I've seen. So just do me a favor. Just take the whatever and go. Then when you finish whatever, you're coming. And then when he comes back, he'll after fighting and after all the beating, he could come and tell me, oh, sorry, I didn't mean that, apologies and all that.
Yeah.
But then the violence became too much and I decided, okay, this one, and that time the stomach is becoming big.
Yeah.
And I decided, okay, this one of us has to die. Either him or
Oh,
me.
you guy.
I took a knife.
Hey.
And I used to sleep with a knife near my bed, just in case he breaks the door.
Ooh.
So when it arrived, it reached there, that's when I said, God, I can't stay in this relationship. Otherwise, I will still be running up and down the stairs. And
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But the journey there was not so easy because as a pregnant woman, if you if you put so much stress on yourself, giving birth becomes so even more harder. And I remember they were about to, because the body was tired and exhausted. Now they have to force to give me the medication so that they force the baby out because the baby is in distress and the baby is not coming out, and they had to like put
Bedoni.
yeah, and they have to pass through the spinal cord.
Yeah, the spinal
I don't know
cord.
which one was more painful.
Oh my God.
The pain of childbirth or the pain
Both are the
or the
same.
pain there, or the stress that I'm going through.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful
But you pushed through.
But I'm grateful that he safely came out.
Amen. Amen. Wow. Hold it there.
Yeah.
I just want to encourage our viewers, if you're a woman and you are going through a different kind of abuse at home, please don't keep quiet. Don't be silent. Right now, there is help. There is help. Please, if you're there, you're going through any kind of abuse at home, call these numbers below here. And somebody will be there to help you out. And you can reach out to the Truth Talk. We can also help you out. Right now, you can speak out. Don't die there in your situation. There is help. There is help. Okay, now, you have given birth. Now, will you go back to the same house?
No, they asked me not to.
Okay,
Because
now
when I explained
the situation.
because already they knew.
Yes.
So the nurses told me that it's not safe for me to go there, and I knew it wasn't.
Yeah.
And they told me all the kind of help they could help me with the booster.
Yes.
And
so you got the booster direct?
no, they didn't. Actually, it's a long story. I don't know which one was good. But at least the most important thing I was thinking about that time is to be able to at least get my daughter, so that we can go somewhere, and then I can get the strength to be able to take care of myself and cater for. I'm the fighter.
Yeah,
I'm a fighter.
Yes,
I need to be just somewhere I can be strong enough so that whatever happens, I'm strong enough to protect myself, but also protect my daughter.
Amen.
And
so he didn't look for you?
Of course, obviously he did, but already the hospital had said, I had told them, don't tell anyone that I'm around here.
So it was over?
It was like everywhere you ring, there's no way of knowing where to go, whatever, because of secretaries.
Okay, yeah.
So when you say that you don't want anyone to know that you are there, that's the way it is.
Okay, so you raised your two children alone?
I raised my two children, but in the beginning they took me to a place, and then later on it was very expensive for me to stay there, and it was a place that you have to pay every month. I decided, okay, the best thing is just to use the simple, normal way I know. Go home, make sure that I send in the papers for separation and all that. Anyway, when he found out that at least the government knows about it, he didn't begin, I mean, the violent part of it ceased. Because now, when the government knows and he knows, then it's a police case.
Yes.
I wish I knew before, because I had marks everywhere. I would have all those body marks, I think. But I'm grateful that at least they disappear.
Yes.
But sometimes I don't know which one is worse. Sometimes it's easier to have marks that you can see than marks that you cannot see.
Yes.
In my second relationship, in my second marriage, it was more internal.
Okay.
And that is worse, and it takes longer time.
Wow.
And it's hard to show people that actually mistreat people psychologically are very good outside.
Yes.
So they are very friendly. They are angels.
Wow. So you have met the second man now. How old were your kids now?
That time they were a little bit older. They were
Okay.
2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Okay.
I mean, they were big. They were big.
Okay.
They were big.
The man from Kenya or where? You don't have to mention names.
Yeah,
Just country.
I've been married. I will say in general, so
Yes.
that I don't. Whatever. I've been married several times, and the second one also had somebody. The parents did not so much like. So, I can say that I'm the kind of person that marriage did not work so well with me somehow.
Okay, what happened to the second one?
Because it was like there was first we were supposed to get married, and then after saying that we get married, the time after he got the papers is like everyone went their own whatever, and then I found out that he had somebody that the parents preferred. So you have to move on with your life, and
that's the second man now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he went.
So I said, no, I don't want anyone African. I want a Swedish person.
But what happened with the second man? You said it was something about emotional, like.
No, it was actually the third one that was emotional.
Okay, the third one. Okay, so the second one.
The second one was like
the parents didn't approve.
The parents didn't approve.
Heido.
And when you're married to somebody, an African, if you're married to any African, and the parents don't like you, just pack your bags and go early. And especially if the person, because normally parents, like sons, they listen a lot to their parents.
Yeah.
So if they decide they'll give you a woman, and you're still there, if they don't like you, and the man is not strong enough to stand for you,
just go.
Just go on. Just pack your bags and just go, because you kill yourself for nothing. So anyway, that's how it was. And we respect each other, and that man, I can say that I still respect him even to this day, because he even if things did not go the way we wanted, he still supports. He still supports his son. He still does the father job.
You got a child with him?
Yeah. We got a son with him.
Okay.
The first two, I can't say that.
So it was real marriage?
It was real marriage. It was real marriage.
Okay.
But still, it was not so approved back home. It's just like in my case, my parents were not so approval of the relationship, but I didn't know. I found out later.
Was he from Kenya?
No. No Kenyan wanted to marry me. They were too shy to even ask me. And later on, when I'm like trying, okay, let me try in Kenya. I mean, they were a mess. I said, let me just shoot.
So where does it come from?
It's West Africa.
West Africa.
West Africa.
You were in love with those countries, Esther.
Yeah. No, but I think the persistence.
Okay.
The persistence is different. It's different.
Okay.
And
it's more welcoming. Our Kenyan men, they need to upgrade their game.
Not just upgrading their game. Not just upgrading their games. It's about upgrading their games. You want somebody, look for the person, but not just look for the person. Don't play with the person.
Oh yeah.
Be serious. You want this person. You don't go with this person, and at the same time you are looking at this one. At the same time. At least the West African people, they play their game well.
Yes.
They don't show you directly, I'm also looking for this one directly under your face. The Kenyan ones, they will show you, I'm looking at you, and while they are holding your hand, they are still looking at this one. So it's not, at least they hide a little. I'm sorry, I love the Kenyan men. I love you guys. But at least don't chase one and chasing another one in front of the eyes. At least cover little.
Cover a little. They don't feature. They don't hide.
Yeah, they don't hide.
Okay, so that didn't work out. So you...
But I'm not saying you should double deal.
No.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You die early. Actually, my father was really good. He taught me what it is to be a man.
Okay.
And he really took care. You know, if you want to, for any man that is listening, if you want your children to live to have that security, that love for you and respect for you, take care of your wife.
Yeah, it's true. That's right.
The more you love your wife, the more they love you automatically.
Yes, that's right.
And they grow up knowing that there's a sense of joy and knowing yourself that the children get automatically when the mother is loved by the father. And the most wonderful thing that I learned from my observing my parents, most men used to think that, oh, this woman is useless, she can't do anything for me, No, give her something good. Then she'll give anything you give to a woman, she'll give it back to you. You give her, you love her, you take care of her, you cherish her, you make her feel that she's the only one.
Yes.
I promise you, she will do anything for you. And she'll take you, because a woman is supposed to be a helper. And if you're not nurturing that helper you have, you are more careful to nurture the other person's woman, and you forget your wife. That's where we mess it up.
Okay, that's right. That's good advice. Yeah. Thank you so much, Esther. Yeah. Thank you so much. So, back to our story. Yeah. What happened now, the third husband?
The third husband, when I got married, there's issues about racism.
Racism?
It still exists. Okay, maybe from him I didn't see.
Okay.
But I remember my children being put aside. Like we are okay, I can't talk about him so much because he's not there, but I can talk about the other part that they are still can't defend themselves.
Yes.
And I remember there were times when my children could be told to stay in a room. They were segregated.
Wow. Because you also have kids.
I had kids.
And he had kids.
And he had kids.
Okay.
So that part used to annoy me. And it used to hurt me. And unfortunately, he couldn't see that part the same way I saw it. Like there was a time that we had been invited somewhere, but then the demand, or what do you call it, the request, or not a request, but the post, whatever, is that I can come, but I can come with the young one that we have got together, but not the others. Wow. So I'm like, how can I come to an event that we're coming to enjoy ourselves, but leave my other children behind?
Yes.
Are they not part of
the family?
And are they part of my family?
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I had to go through, and I had to decide. Eventually, it became too much, and I was like, nah, it's not worth.
Wow. So in total, Esther, how many times have you been married?
I've been married 3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Okay, my viewers, we go back. We'll go for a short break now. We'll come back with more. Esther has a lot to tell us.
Yeah.
She has a lot to tell us, but stay put. We're coming back after a short break.
Get ready for the Truth Talk, where we tackle life's most pressing issues from Kenya to Sweden and around the world. Join us as we explore universal challenges and seek solutions that transcend borders. Our special guests share their expertise and insights to empower communities worldwide. Stay tuned for thought-provoking conversations that can make a difference in your life no matter where you are.
Welcome back to Truth Talk. This is Lisa Mwangi once again with Esther Mwangi. I'm excited because we have Mwangi squared. And Esther.
Yes.
3 times married. Hey, you must be a superwoman.
I believe in marriage.
You believe in marriage.
I believe in marriage.
Yes,
and because of the calling. Most of the places I go to, they kind of like, there's this, you have to be married.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's both good and bad. It's both good and bad. And at the same time, I grew up in this traditional marriage. You want to be with a man. It's kind of like engraved in an African woman, maybe in my life, that you have to have somebody to hang on, to lean on, somebody with a rock, somebody you can work together with. And because when I came to this country, that's when God showed me the vision of what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And with that, I knew that having a husband around me and with me, it's a strength.
Yeah.
It is something that we can build. And because of the background, I've seen how my father and my mother are together.
Yeah.
They work together. They do a lot of things together. And I believe that the reason why they were well up was because both of them were one.
Yes.
So that is what I was looking for.
That was the desire.
That is what I desire.
I get it.
And that is what I have always prayed for. And most of the time I go to different places and sometimes I minister, maybe either through preaching, through singing. And the big question comes and people testify of God touching them. And they come to me and ask me in the background now, are you married? I say, no, I'm not married. We need to pray for you. You need to be married. And then they pray, they come to the prayer, whatever. And it's both good. But it put pressure in me that I have to get this man and get married.
Amen.
And unfortunately, I've done some silly decisions in the past. And I said, God, if getting married is what is going to make me serve you, then you're in trouble because already nothing seems to be working. I'm doing everything I know that should be done, but it looks like I'm never good enough. And the worst thing is the heaviness of the calling is way beyond what is being able to be, what is being handled by the people that are coming in my life. It's kind of like threatening somehow.
But I want to tell you something, Esther. You're a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
You're God chosen.
Yeah.
You're able to do anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
You have that power. You have it in you. And don't you ever feel because you failed in that line of marriage that you're a failure? No. You are a great person, and you have greatness in you, and that's all. And don't even ever.
Even what happened after I went through my first divorce? Actually, I wanted to kill myself. I took drugs. I had some Alvadone in the house. I wanted to commit suicide and just die, in spite of the violence I was going through.
But you didn't take it.
Hey, I did.
You did?
I did. I took 8. I had 12. I had 8. Then in the middle of the process, God asked me, okay, so who are you going to leave this child with?
Yeah.
And my biggest pressure was the church.
Yeah.
I go to church and people say I'm divorced. What will I say? My Christianity is gone, which means the vision that, the vision that God gave me is going to end there. So God had to interrupt himself. And he told me, who are you going to leave this baby with? And then I decided, okay, God. And then he still reminded me the vision of what he called me to do when I came to this country. He gave me the map of Sweden and the flag of Sweden. And told me this is where he had called me. And in the process, I said, okay, God, so what we're going to do, you have to neutralize all the medication I've taken. Because I'm not going to any hospital to say that I've taken medicine. And God I didn't even get a fever. I'm not advising anyone to take that channel, but that's for me, it was a painful way out. And especially because my mother and my father had been married, I saw myself as a failure. But there's something that happened during the process, because there are so many things that God has done in my life. And one of the things that I can remember that God totally removed that from me is there's one of those times I had been in the church and I was so depressed because everybody was telling me, oh, we need to pray so that husband come back. And I'm like, if you just know what that person put me through, you won't even be praying for that. And in my prayer, my greatest prayer was, God, forgive me for what I did. Because I felt the more I went to church, the more of a sin I felt for going through filing for the divorce. And then I remember Jesus Christ appeared to me in a vision. And the first thing, when he came to cut the story short, he showed me that he cared about me. I was still doing evangelism, going sharing flowers and things like that, because the vision was still in me. I feel you can't take it away from yourself. When God calls you, he calls you. And he told me that he loves me, he cares for me. And that could not go in my mind. I was just busy confessing all my sins and separating all that, until he allowed me to show. He kind of like, his eyes kind of like sucked me. That's the best example I can. It sucked me into him. And I saw the love that he had for me. It was oceans and oceans of love. The more I was like trying to confess my sins, the more that love was overwhelming me. It came to a point whereby I knew that Jesus Christ loves me.
Amen.
And that guilt of that, oh, I'm divorced, that is where it ended.
Wow.
And it gave me love for every human being, no matter who they are, how they dress, whether they are tattooed. That's why you have see me. I'll go to clubs. I don't have any problem. I'll go to where people are drinking. I have no problem, because I believe that if God could show me love, why can't I give somebody else love?
Yeah.
If God could show me that I was still valuable, and he allowed me to see that if I was the only person on earth, he would still have come. And it's the same thing with all of you, my viewers, that if Christ had just you alone to come on this earth, with all your messy, he will still have come.
Yeah.
Sometimes we try to kill the fish. You have not caught the fish, and it is still under the water, but you still want to clean it. That's anyway. I'm a evangelist in the background.
Yes, you are. Yes,
and in the process, we end up causing people to come out from church more than bringing them to the Christ. And it made, that has to do with the calling that God has given me and the grace that God has given him. And sometimes he had to allow me to go through this, because the way I was so proud. I'm glad I passed through every pain I've passed through, because I was too proud for God to use me.
No, God saved you for a purpose. He saved you for this, for what you're doing. And actually, that is very good that you've spoken about that. And now that brings me to this question.
Yes.
How did Rambling Water sound came up?
It was a vision.
And it was the same vision?
It was another vision. But
it was another vision.
Yeah.
And which year did you start with Rambling Water?
2095. 2015, somewhere there. That's when we began to take it out, like in the streets.
Okay.
And it was not my idea, actually. It was God's idea.
Yes.
Because as much as he gave me, what happened is that he opened my ears, and I had the sound of waterfall in heaven, and he told me that that's the ministry he has given me, calling Rambling Water.
Yes.
And he told me that everywhere I go, there will be both fire and water. Fire, it had two things. It's either destroyed or it's put on fire, whatever it is there.
Yes, yes.
The same thing with water. It's either took away or it cleansed.
Yes.
So and I realize that most of the places that I go, I get the same experiences. People tell me, oh, that you are fire. But I know it has to do with what God has placed in me. So
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, my viewers, Esther Mwangi has been on the streets preaching the gospel. And I remember I once attended your
Yes, you did. In
Rambling Water
Segesari.
in Segesari. I once, and it was beautiful, and it has been growing. By the way, yeah, let's see some photos about Rambling Waters. There they go. Yes, we are back again. And Esther, what are the challenges you encountered when you started with Rambling Water and,
it has been a big process.
Just give us 2 or 3. What are the challenges you have encountered with your
The challenges
vision?
is to get it was even to get the first person to accept to register with me. To register the organization itself.
Yes.
It was very hard to get because many people are looking at me and saying, you are single. They begin to bring this list of what I'm not. You're single, you've been divorced several times, all the negative things that the enemy has to say. And then the next thing was, what else? Yeah, it's mostly to register.
To register.
Because when it comes to the fire to go out,
that one you had it. You didn't even need people to come with you. That one, it was enough. You were enough.
Before I actually officially went there, for 2 months, every Friday, God will pour hot oil on me. I had no choice. I had to go out.
To do it.
Once I do it, then I become fine. It's like I was a pregnant woman. The baby is coming with us. That's how, I was burning.
But that make me say this. You don't have an excuse. You either come, if you're a foreigner, you come to Sweden, yet it's a quiet country. And back home, you are on fire for God. Then you come here, you become, cold. You don't have any reason. No. You can still go out and preach the gospel. And you can still join their churches now that are on fire for God. That time when I came, there were no churches. But right now, there are different kind of churches that you can find here and there. You come and you worship, and you feel like, you feel like you've been to
City
church.
Church is actually one of them.
City Church.
And actually, one of the things I greatly honor when it comes to City Church is that Pastor Wilberforce began going out with me for mission trips.
Wow.
And I really honor him for that.
Yes.
Because he didn't look at me and say that, oh, you have been divorced, you cannot travel with me or whatever, label. No, he went with me, and that exposed me to the anointing, whereby it was both good and bad, because now I couldn't go back again to the normal.
Now, before we end this show, Esther, I want you to tell people what is happening very soon.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That's we're gonna be having a Rambling Water Sound International Gospel Concert. And actually, in the beginning, like last year, but I was thinking to just put everything down because the pressure of taking this event and it was too much. So I was thinking, I give up. God, I forget about this. I can do everything. I'll work and support. And then I met Reverend Ruth Wamoyo in a car park. She prayed for me, and the resurrection began again. So she was here February, and now it's other ministers are coming next year, February, on 23rd and 24th.
Wow.
My God, the list is just hot. We have people from different countries.
Yes.
Not just Sweden and not just Kenya. We have Rosemary Jange, well-known gospel singer from Kenya, known around the world. We have Masi Masika. I don't even want to say anything. We also have Fred Omondi. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. And they all operate differently. Those that want cool music, they'll be cool music. Those that want jump like me, hey, you better have good shoes. And then we have also a woman of God who has Diana Kamande that will be coming talking about how an organization deals with the widows and people that have gone through domestic violence and things like that. She'll be in place. And other gospel singers, you'll be there. Oh my goodness.
Truth Talk will be there.
Will be in place. And I had better say all of them, otherwise some of them will be annoyed with me. We have Rose Owasa, we have B Master, we have Ali Sheila Jones, we have Rosemary Jange, I've said. We have Jane Stab, we have Ibrahim, we have Carlson. The other name, I better not say it, but we have Carlson, we have Abina Jones, we have Ruth Josephson, and then I'm gonna be there, and we have also some other secret guests from Sweden.
Wow.
So it will be a classy, it will be, I mean, and you can dress anyhow. Of course, I'll have, maybe not this one, but I'm gonna have my African attire.
Wow. So friends in Sweden, all over, not only in Sweden, in Europe, even in Africa, you're all welcome to this gospel concert. It will be one of a kind. I can't wait. Before we end this show, Esther, tell us about a book. You've also written a book. Can you just give us 2 minutes? Talk about your book.
Yeah, this book, it's, they say that there's something sweet that comes out of the bitter. I had complications during childbirth, the youngest son, whereby I was in a coma. According to the doctors, I was in a coma for 2 weeks.
Wow.
According to what they told me. But for me, I was already there. So this book explains in details my experience. How people, I have 2 stories in the book. One about the people that were observing from outside, while another one is my own experience, and my experience in heaven, in the warehouse in heaven, and my experience during the time I was in that coma, and how I was healed. And I remember I've also written something about coming to your wedding.
Oh my God, I have to get a book.
Somehow God allowed me to come to the wedding.
Yes.
Because that's the only way to come from the hospital. Because when I told them I wanted to go to a church, they didn't so much approve of it, because my condition was not like hospital. Hospital, they released me, go to the church. So
I remember she came on a wheelchair.
So, and after that day, sitting on the next day, that's when Christ healed me in Sodamam Church.
Wow.
While somebody was praying for somebody else, I got healed from the back of the church. So when you go to the church, don't just go to church.
Yes.
Go expecting that God is there, that God is going to meet you. And
wow, wait, Esther, when they told you that you were in a coma for 2 weeks,
my
God, how did you feel? How did you take those news?
I was like, okay. To me, I was not in a coma. To me, I was never in a coma.
But shortly, what exactly happened? What made you go to a coma? Just shortly.
Actually,
because I need people to buy the book. I don't want you to spill all the beans, because I want people to get the book to read. But exactly, just shortly, what made you to go to a coma?
What happened is that when so I had already got my kid. Several hours later, actually it was, the whole thing was a miracle. I asked for it. Because in the morning, I'm used to praying, waking up in the morning and giving God the whole day to do whatever he did. So I personally asked him, let everything about this baby and everyone that comes into contact with this baby know that God exists.
Yes.
Know that God
exists.
Exists.
Yes.
So how do you expect God to exist? If I just walk into the BB,
Yeah,
and
labor
out,
ward and out
nothing,
as normal.
and nothing happens,
Ah,
I welcomed it
okay.
myself with my prayer. So sometimes when we pray, be careful what you are asking for, because God might answer you, and He might not answer you the way you think.
Okay.
He'll answer you the way He knows that He's going to be glorified. Because I said, I want Him to be glorified. I want everyone to know that God exists.
So you had already given birth.
I had given birth.
Okay, and then?
And then I was brought to the ward just for resting and observation.
Yes.
And I was actually demanding that I want to go home because it went very well.
Yes.
Actually, it was like within 30 minutes my baby was out, and I was going for a normal checkup.
Yes.
So the doctor said no, because of the rules, I'm not supposed to go.
Yes.
They have to observe me over the night.
Yes.
That was one of my greatest miracles. Another miracle, there's a lady that came to visit me. Normally people don't come and visit you the same day you walk in. But that lady was one of the reasons why I'm still alive. And that's why the book is called The Near Miss. Because every small detail was important and was as a determining factor whether I'm going to be alive or dead. That lady knows me like the back of my hand. She has moved to England now. We used to be very good friends. She knows me like the back of the hand. And that is why it's very important to have at least one person who knows you so well, so that if there's anything wrong with you, they can easily ask for help on your behalf when you are too proud or to ask for help.
Yes, yes.
And she looked at me 1 minute and she was like, there's something wrong with you. First thing, she was also having a baby, so she had to leave the baby outside the ward to come and help me.
Yes.
So she looked at me and she said,
there's something
should I
wrong.
give you the baby maybe to hold? I held the baby, my hands were too weak to even hold the baby.
Yeah.
So the baby literally fell from my hand and
Yes.
she said, I'm going to call. I said, no. She said, no, I don't care what you say. I'm calling the nurses.
Yeah.
The first time the nurses came, gave me medicine, nothing was working. She called them again, insisted. And before long, now they are taking the baby. My husband by then is on the way home because everything was fine.
Yes, yes.
Because he's going to take care of the other babies
Yes.
and come and greet the baby. Do you know that is complications? On the way down, I knew that everything was now fine because now the doctors had been taking the blood, right, left, center, everything that can be pierced, whatever, they were there with their needles, trying to find out what is it that is going on. And on the way to the elevator, I just told God, okay, God, wake the whole world to pray for me. And that's it. By the time I was downstairs, my hair down was not working.
Oh,
Yeah.
became like paralyzed.
Totally. He was like touching with the knife or whatever.
You
sharp
couldn't
object.
feel nothing.
Nothing. Here, nothing.
From here down.
Nothing.
Wow.
And that was in Soda Shukus. So now because now they don't know what is going on, it's like everything is like dying on them and on me. It was like being in a thrill movie.
Yes.
Only that you are the main actor.
Yeah.
So
wow.
they moved me from there. And they had to they were trying to do whatever they could while they are still waiting for my man to come.
Yes, yes.
And it was like taking a long time. So they took me in the ambulance on the way to take me to the other hospital in Karolinska where they have more staff to
yes.
check whatever,
Equipment,
the Röntgen, X-rays, things like that. There it's like somewhere between there and the hospital and where I was in and out from my body and in the body. That's when my co-driver took over. The Holy Spirit is my co-driver. So he took over and he was praying. But I could feel that I was praying in tongues, but there was saliva in my mouth and it was smelling blood. I was told later on that it was blood. But then later on, I don't know when I arrived in the hospital, but I just know that by the time I just came into a place where there is lights.
Okay.
I mean, welding lights.
Wow, I don't want you to tell them more because I want them to buy this book. Wow, I do. Leave it there. Leave it there. You can all see for yourself that this is a testimony, living testimony. She was paralyzed. She sat on a wheelchair. She was told she was in a coma for 2 weeks. And look at her. Look at the beauty. Look at the wonders of God. Look at what God can do. What is your situations, my friend, there? Nothing is impossible with God. So where is the book? Let me show them.
Let me see.
Yeah. Wow. The Near Miss. Wow. This is the book, The Near Miss. Please, how much is it, Esther?
You can put as many. Actually, everything that goes to this book, it's going to the support of the Rambling Water Sound concert.
Wow.
So at the moment we published it here in Sweden, so it was quite expensive. So we are putting it just 300.
300 krona.
But everything that comes to this is going directly to the Rambling Water concert.
That is coming up soon.
We're also looking for more sponsors.
Yes.
Anyone who wants to sponsor the event, you're very much welcome.
Wow.
And you're one of them.
One of them. So this is for Truth Talk. Then I can take this.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Then this is Truth Talk. Wow.
I'm going to sign it later.
Yes, please, yes. Yes, this is the book, my friends, The Near Miss by Esther Mwangi. Please, every person in Sweden must buy this book. There's a switch number here. The switch number is 070-770-5310. I say it again, 070-770-5310. That is switch number. Please, I beg you, if you love Truth Talk, if you love what Esther is doing, please, you have to purchase this book. You have to. May God bless you so much. Esther, I'm so grateful that you came to Truth Talk today. It's such an honor to have you. I've longed for this. At least finally. May God really bless you and keep you safe.
Amen.
Please, what are your last shot? Just give us your last. Look at the camera. Give us your last shot.
My
2
last
minutes.
shot there?
Yes.
Or there. Anywhere.
There.
What I can say is that with God, everything is possible.
Amen.
And God can use you. He can use anything and anyone as long as you allow him.
Yes.
And you don't have to be a singer like me or maybe to have like a speech event, talk like her. You have your own unique giftings that God has given you, only you.
That's right.
So that you don't have to copy her, and I don't have to copy. You don't have to copy what we are doing, because what the world needs is what only you have, not what everybody has. And once you do that, God, all heavens will back you up, and it doesn't have to be on the pulpit. It could be maybe you are a shoe shiner. Do that shoe shiner in the best way possible. And you never know. From that, God could cause you to be shining the shoes of millionaires. There are people that have got great jobs just by making chicken and cutting grass. Use what God has given you to the best of your ability. And know that when we die one day, God will not ask you how good you are in copying somebody else. He asks you, how good were you? How did you use the giftings, the gifts that God gave you? What did you do with them? That's the best thing I can advise you. Do what God has called you to do. No matter what. Just keep doing it.
Wow, what an advice. Oh, I cannot even add anything there because I will spoil it. Oh my God, that was super said. And my friends, I remind you again, the coming concert, big concert in Stockholm on February 23rd and 24th in Tumba. You cannot miss out on this. We will do a lot of advert about this, and let you please do this work. Spread this news. This is good news, and let us come together and we support our sister Esther Mwangi. Please, Kenyan community, let us come together. Africans in Sweden, all over the world, let us come together. Let us support Rambling Water, because that's what God has called us to be. Oh, I just want to thank you so much for my beautiful, beautiful followers on Facebook. Oh my God, you're the best. Oh my God, my viewers in YouTube. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you so much for following us. Thank you for watching our videos. And we promise you as Truth Talk that we'll be bringing you nothing but the best and nothing missing, nothing broken. See you next time. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esther.
And are you in the diaspora and you want to invest on real estate housing? Wilston Homes, they got you. They offer you affordable and high quality living solution. Wilston, healing the nation, one home owner at a time. And bila maneno mingi, Wilston is home. Wait. Do you want to get yourself a land? Optiven, a leading brand in the African real estate on lands. Optiven has ensured a hassle-free investment process for all the diasporans. And Milana Tours and Safaris, a Kenyan company that provides safari throughout East Africa and the world at large. They offer you a fulfilling holiday and make sure you enjoy every moment. It is possible. All this and more. Just contact us on Truth Talk and we connect you to where you're supposed to be.